At the time of making this video, we are at the glimpse of getting into a recession, okay? And there is so much noise about this, left, right, and center, right? And I thought, how can we actually prepare ourselves for this? You know, what are some practical ways that we can make a little adjustment here and there, just so that we can be a little bit more prepared of what's going on and what seems to be coming our way? Now, one thing to bear in mind is that recessions are not new. These things happen, they've got cycles, and there are many different forces and factors that contribute to getting to these positions. The key thing is we just need to be aware that it's not the first recession, it's not going to be the last, and we will get through it. Now, the same has happened in the stock market as well, where you'll see that it's a bear market cycle where most stock prices have actually fallen the most. So some investors are a little bit disgruntled, but the good news is when the price is low, most people say it's a good time to buy. So this is not investment advice, but it's really purely for your personal development and education. Now, what are the practical things you can do? Number one, you really need to look at where you can cut back on your expenses. Now, I know you probably get tired of doing this because I feel like I do that all the time. Okay, I'm constantly looking at what are the needs that I really need to focus on and what are the ones I can probably just get rid of. And that's a constant review that happens. And guess what? You need to probably do it even more right now. Okay, look at things that you can do without. Okay, and what are those subscriptions that you probably really don't need? Can you adjust what you eat, right? In terms of, when I say what you eat, I'm not saying stop eating. I'm saying if you eat out a lot or if you do a lot of takeaways, perhaps consider changing that and saving a little bit of money and doing home cooking instead, right? And when you do the home cooking, also think about meal planning. Okay, I've seen that when I plan my meals for the week and I do a proper shopping list and go to the shop and stick to that, I end up spending less, to be fair, because why? I am more structured in my shopping and I'm also quite disciplined in exactly what I want to buy. So all these little things add up, and it may not sound like much, but trust me, try it and you'll see that it works. Okay, the second thing that you can probably actually do is look at improving your emergency fund reserves. Now, I know that's easier said than done in most cases because most people probably feel like they're probably living hand to mouth anyway and they're probably not earning enough. But if you can expand what you earn or really make a disciplined focus on increasing what you can save, trust me, it comes in handy for what we call a rainy day, oh ye of little faith, as I would say. But hey, these things happen. You know, you get an emergency car repair that can come your way, or things happen in the economy where sometimes there are changes to our jobs, right? People can get made redundant, or you can be, put on a 0 hours contract and things like that. So you just need to be prepared for some of these changes and make sure you've got some kind of reserves for a couple of months, or probably 3 months at least, to help sustain you where there is a gap in your employment or in your business. Okay, now the other thing that we should look at as well, which we should not take for granted, is if you have any debt, particularly high interest debt, focus on paying that off as much as you can. The reason for this is that when we are in a recession like this, most times you find that the central government increases our interest rates. And when interest rates are high, your credit card rates probably get more expensive, or loans or any other type of debt, even mortgages if you're on a variable rate, amongst other things. So the key thing is to make sure that you avoid getting yourself in a situation where you end up only paying off debt or high interest rather, and you're not actually clearing the debt. So try and clear that as much as you can. Then the other thing that you probably need to be thinking about is how you can upskill yourself in your career. Now, this can be in your place of work, or it could be in a business that you already do. What kind of things can you do to expand your skill set so that you are much more marketable, so that you are much more appealing, right? And so that you've got more transferable skills that give you more options in what you can do and offer, okay? Now, this may sound like it's very basic, but this is what actually makes a difference. I've been reading stories of people that have upskilled themselves and they're now actually earning 9K, 10K more than they were 2 or 3 years ago, simply because they've decided to invest in a certain skill set. And that can come through either a side hustle or within the place of work that you're already in. So really think about that and make sure that you focus on growing yourself as a person. And lastly, this is really more to do with you. Now, we don't want to say just because there's all this doom and gloom that's coming our way, supposedly, right? We end up as a very negative, grumpy people that are constantly worried and stressed. Like I said at the beginning, it's not the first time and it's not going to be the last time. And the type of attitude that you have towards this really, really determines how you sail through and how you maintain high spirits within yourself as much as possible, as well as your health and well-being. So make sure you are not stuck in negativity or in pity parties, feeling sorry for yourself. Try by all means to adjust what you can and speak to the right people that can help you as much as possible to relieve your financial situation. Most importantly, be on the lookout for opportunities that come your way daily. You can find something that that can take you out of the norm, in one way or another, and that can create an extra income stream for yourself. Okay, now be positive, and remember, in all things that you do, remember that you are not in this position forever. Okay, things will change and things will get better. So stay positive and do your best. Bye.